So, can we talk?
Sure.
Hey everyone. Sorry about that hiatus there. I was actually going to do this one solo, but Eli hasn't fallen asleep yet, so doing this together. It's been really hectic. This week, Max has finals. Eli's new job has kind of been weird to get his schedule worked around. We're still trying to figure that out. And our internet's just been shit, so we haven't been able to upload anything. So, yeah. How you doing, Eli?
I'm tired. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
But other than that, pretty good. Pretty good.
The heat's killing me.
Yeah.
It's also hot as fuck. You may hear fan noise in the background. I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about that. My video card's 3 fans are currently at their highest RPM. The CPU fan is maxed out, and one of the case fans is currently at its highest RPM as well. So it's hot in here. Yeah.
I don't know what the actual... It's been in like the high 80s?
Yeah, yesterday was 88. Today it is... This is weather with V's and Eli. Apparently...
I just legitimately don't know, and I'm kind of curious now.
Well, apparently Google cannot be reached because my phone never turned its Wi-Fi back on after we got home. So, checking. You'll probably get it before me. Oh, no, never mind.
No, I just found this great picture of a happy dog.
Oh. It is currently 82, and it is 6:41 p.m. when we're recording this. So, yeah. And it's not going to cool down until Thursday. Thursday it drops to 77, then Friday to 70, Saturday 72. So we're finally going to get some... Yeah, it's going to be 10, 15 degrees cooler.
And I know that, like, for a lot of people, that doesn't seem, like, really hot.
But we're on the second floor in an apartment, and it's atrocious.
And it doesn't get that hot around here.
Well,
like, it doesn't ever get that cold. It doesn't ever get that... Like, usually this is, like, late July, early August weather. And we get, like, 2 weeks of heat. And the rest of the time, it's, like, maybe mid-70s.
Yeah, well, and I mean, like, I'm used to the heat, but it's not the heat, it's the fact that it's, like, outside, it's probably 15 degrees cooler than it is inside, because this apartment is an oven.
That's true, that's true.
And...
Well, and it's no better for me at work, because, I found out the other day the reason it's so hot, where in the, like, bay where I'm working, is because the heat from the areas that are refrigerated vents into that bay.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Which is literally on the exterior wall of the building. I don't know why it doesn't vent outside.
Probably because your room was an addition, and they just never switched other stuff to the other side.
Maybe. I mean, there's a really weird fucking addition to add. I don't know.
Buildings expand.
That's true, but
yeah, either way,
like
that's
they could
shitty.
have rerouted.
Oh, they definitely could have, and they should have.
I mean,
but they didn't, so you're fucked.
Because one of the guys who works over there the other day came in and was like, "I'm really sorry, I can't shut that off."
Yeah,
I've tried to get it fixed, but like his managers won't let him, so it's not his fault. He's just the guy who works there. But.
Yeah, and I mean, running the cost of reventing all that would probably not be the cheapest thing in the world. Mm-hmm. They'd have to knock out a few walls. They'd also have to turn off the refrigeration, which I don't know what's stored in there, and I don't want to know, because I'm fairly certain that's NDA.
Probably.
So, all I know is there's a big refrigeration room, and it's venting hot air in, and it's probably
the thing is,
can't be
that's
turned
where
off.
they fix all, like, the break room refrigerators, too. So, I don't know if they're just keeping, like, refrigerant
I don't know. I don't know, but...
whatever.
Yeah, and I don't want to know what's in there. That is not something I can legally know.
Is if I brought in a thermometer and like kept track of the temperature, if it gets above a certain
well, yeah,
heat,
if it's above a certain heat, they
for
have
a certain
to...
amount of time, I could take it to safety and be like, hey, this is a problem. Because when you take something to safety, that's when stuff gets done, because they don't want to get sued.
Yeah, I would just do that. Just bring it. Go buy a cheap desk thermometer from Walmart or something.
Yeah, because like when I went through all my training, we had to do this thing on like heat stroke. So if
we just did the same thing actually at work.
If it's actually hot enough in there, then they would need to either like do something about. Well, the thing is with Washington State, once it gets over a certain heat, you don't actually have to stop working. You just have to make sure that water is provided, and we do have a water cooler in there. So unless it's like so ridiculous, like, I don't think it's to the ridiculous heat that they would actually have to do something. They'd just be like, well, we give you guys water, so...
Yeah. I don't know. It's still a better place to work at than where I work, so... which I might be extending my stay there and switching departments soon. Yay. Hey, at least it comes with more hours and better pay.
And your body won't be destroyed.
Yeah, I won't be going up and down a ladder 8,000 times every night. That'll be nice.
Much better for your knees.
I'll get to stand behind a desk, which would be awesome. I've never gotten a desk job. Like, I will work in the paint department. I will stand behind the paint counter and just go, oh, I can mix that color for you, and hit a button. Yeah. It's going to be amazing.
See, I like those kind of jobs where you have lulls, like when you get busy.
It's never busy.
And then
I've never seen a busy paint counter in any of these places. Never. I think I've said it. I work at a Home Depot as my day job. Well, night job, whatever you want to call it. Oh. You turned on that computer. I just turned it off. Yeah, so...
I needed to check my dragons.
You don't need to check Flight Rising right now. So I work at a Home Depot. I'm probably going to be switching to day crew, because I currently work overnight in stocking and stuff like that, in freight. And I'll be switching to the day crew, working the paint counter, which is a specialist, which is like $1.50 or $2 more an hour than what I make right now, which is awesome. And it's minimum 28 hours, which is better than what I'm getting right now with my shit hours. So it would be nice. And I won't have to go up and down the ladder 8,000 times a night, which would be really nice. Or walk the entire store. That... Oh, God. All 3 people who are going to scan are going to be gone soon. They're not going to have anybody to scan the store.
Your boss is going to have to do it herself.
Oh, that's going to be hilarious.
Serve her right.
Yeah. Ugh. I've talked about her on here before. I'm not going to talk about it again. Yeah, so... The thing that's been up with Recurring V's, the YouTube channel, has been that we cannot upload things. Like, I had
Comcast has lost its shit.
Okay, so it's been 3 weeks since the last time we put up percentages. Since the last episode, we had the entire Western Seaboard go down for Comcast because of their DNS outage, which we need to actually go take care of getting the credit for that. We have since had our upload speed, for some reason, just throttled. It looks fine when you use like a speed test, but then when you actually try to upload something, it took 38 hours to upload a 25-minute video. We can't do anything with that. Like, I'm gonna have to record like a couple weeks worth of stuff and then just set it to upload on a machine that's not being used. Because it's all I can think to do, because this thing is, my PC is hardwired into the, I'm not using a wireless card, I've got it hardwired into the modem, and it's at most 5 meg up, and most of the time when I'm actually set something to upload, it moves at like maybe 100 kilobytes at most, sometimes down to like 50, and I don't know what to do. I mean, these are 1080p 60 frame a second videos. They're not tiny, but they're not the biggest thing in the world. I'm not uploading 4K.
And we've seen a drop.
Oh no, it's been since the DNS outage. It went from being like 35 and 40 minutes to upload something. I can understand that. Whatever. I was on Wi-Fi, too. And then it's like, since the DNS outage, nothing.
So they must have fucked something.
Well, it's Comcast, and...
Well, then it's a given.
Yeah, it's Comcast, so it's not like it's going to get any better. I mean, we just need to get a modem of our own instead of using their piece of shit one. I'll set the DNS to be Google's DNS, and we don't have to deal with any of this anymore. It's just getting to that point, and modems are not cheap.
Modems are, yes, quite expensive.
$100 for a good one. I found one on Amazon that's really nice, but just we have to get it.
I mean, and at least I'll start getting paid again soon, which is going to be awesome.
Yeah, and this paycheck will actually be kind of nice for me from holiday pay and stuff. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. And hopefully I'll be able to pick up this other position and start making some more money.
New jobs, new positions.
Yeah, it's just been a hectic month. I mean, I thought that maybe we could slip into a better schedule, like within a week of you getting this job, but it's just not. It's not working out. Like, we haven't been able to even touch Kentucky Route Zero in a week and a half, 2 weeks now.
Yeah, yeah.
You've been able to do 2 episodes of Oceanhorn. I finished Singularity. It's done. So that'll be up at some point. I mean, it's uploaded now, but I only have 2 episodes, so I have to make sure a week's worth of stuff is uploaded. So I'm just gonna wait till Monday. Indie Bin will be back on Tuesday. So a week from now. I don't know. I don't know when this will even go up on YouTube, because even if I set this to 10 frames a second, it'll still be 150, 200 meg. And we had what was that update video? It was like 13 meg, and it took 20 minutes to fucking upload.
It's ridiculous. It's beyond.
Yeah, it's really bad lately. So we're just trying to figure out the internet issues.
Yeah, it's been a really tough month so far.
Yeah, and things have just been stressful, and we've been trying to figure everything out. So yeah, sorry for the lack of content. I am just about done with the next Hunted. I actually was working on that earlier today, and you and I have been kind of talking about something new. And I have been
messed around with it.
Yeah, we both were messing around with that. Seiji and I have been talking about something that will be patrons only for a while. So, hey, if you like our stuff and you want to see what Seiji and I are going to be working on together, go sign up for that Patreon, because we're going to be posting lots of stuff. Like, fairly soon, we'll be posting a shit ton of stuff. We just have to get some things rolling on that, and I think we can make that work. Yeah, no. So, now on to the not businessy kind of shit. I showed you the beauty that was Kung Fury.
Yes.
Now, before we get into this, spoiler warning on this. We're going to talk Kung Fury, and then we're going to talk Mad Max Fury Road, or, as I like to call it, Imperator Furiosa Fury Road, with special guest Mad Max. So Kung Fury is one of the most beautiful things in the world. I summed it up to one of my coworkers today, because I wanted him to go in cold, and I just said Tricericop. That's how I summed up the movie.
It just seemed like they had so much fun with it.
Well,
anything that any concept that just was in their brain got into that film.
Well, and make
that's
it
a nice
better,
thing to see.
Like, I remember when the Kickstarter for that movie came out, like, it was not that long ago. I remember seeing it and going, I kind of want to support this, but I do not have money at the time. I think I was here. I don't even think I was in the old place. It was fairly recent. And the Kickstarter promised an 80s kung fu short film, and by God did it deliver in spades. The titular character, Kung Fury, is played by, I could not tell his nationality for the life of me. I think it was made in Sweden. which makes it even better.
I would not have guessed that.
No, but it's made somewhere. It's a Scandinavian country. I know that much, I think. At least I think I know that much. But they... God damn, it's so good. Kung Fury gets special powers from getting struck by lightning and bit by a cobra after his mentor slash father figure slash partner, who he's a cop, gets sliced in half sideways by a kung fu master. And then becomes Kung Fury and proceeds to beat the hell out of the Kung Fu master, and then it cuts forward to an arcade machine coming to life and killing people. Like, just a robotic arcade machine coming to life and wreaking havoc on is it New York? I think they're in. I think they're in New York.
I don't even remember.
It's like 1983 in New York or something like that. And it's so amazing. And there's like, they made it look like it's just an old VHS tape where like it keeps trying to track, so it's like skipping through huge chunks of the movie. And it's like 31 minutes long, including the credits, so it's not long at all. I'm not going to go anywhere past that, and I'm only going to say Hitler's in it. That's the only other thing I'm going to say is Hitler's in it. Outside of that, please go watch Kung Fury. It's free on YouTube. It's free on Steam. I think it might be on Vimeo. I'll put a link to the YouTube version in the show notes. Just please watch this movie because it is amazing.
It's fun. It's so much fun.
It's just...
Like, it's ridiculous, but in a really well-made way.
It looks great. It's so stupid, but it's so well made. Like, it doesn't look shitty.
And I think that the fact that they kept it short, which I know was probably part of it was the budget too, but the fact that they kept it short really helps, because I feel like if that had been a longer movie, it would have been too much.
Yeah, if it had been even 45 minutes, I would have gotten tired of it. Mm-hmm. But 31 minutes is just right.
It was perfect.
It was just like that ended at the perfect time, and they ended it so that there could be a sequel. Which, please give me a sequel. Give me another half-hour sequel. Make a show out of this. I could do with a show that has that much plot crammed into one episode every episode. It's just so... And it's so self-contained.
Yeah, well, and, you know, Kung Fury is a cop. Who,
yeah.
You know, you could do anything with that.
Yes, you could. It's so...
But you know what movie is getting a sequel? Wolf Cop.
God damn it, we haven't watched Wolf Cop yet.
You need to... It's so good!
It's on Netflix, right?
Oh my god, it is on Netflix. It is so good. It is so good.
Okay. I will go watch it. I have my Netflix account. I will go watch it.
Like, the genre said horror comedy, but it's not really horror. I don't know. I guess it's kind of bloody. It's... Oh my god, that movie is so good. Because I saw Wolf Cop when I was just like looking through Netflix, like I want to watch a shitty movie this morning while I fold clothes, and I saw Wolf Cop and I was like, what the fuck is this? It's like a wolf wearing a cop uniform, and I was like, okay, I'll watch that, and I was very pleasantly surprised. It is fantastic.
I will watch it, and we will talk about it next week. Or this weekend, or whenever we can get around to recording again. The other thing we saw, you and I went to go see Mad Max. Mm-hmm. Oh my good god, it's so good. Oh, it's the best movie I've seen in a long, long time.
I've seen it twice.
It's incredible. It's fucking And the Doof Warrior, and fucking Immortan Joe's costume, and Imperator Furiosa's everything, and Max being an adorable baby, and just...
His fucking speech patterns. The way he said everything.
It was so perfect.
Like, oh my god. Every single character was a precious baby. And I wanted to hug every single, well, not every single one of them. Everyone on that war rig I wanted to hug.
I kind of even wanted to hug Immortan Joe.
No, he was not.
He's
like, he
gross,
looked all
and
gross
old, and I hated him. But it's just the design. High Train, fuck you. The design, just everything about it was so good.
Like, I would shake Immortan Joe's hand.
No, I'd hug him
But
because
I
his design was so
hug
good.
him.
Like, they found a way to make him look badass, even though he was a fat old man who was dying.
I don't want to get his weird, like, boils and dust on me.
They all had the tumors.
Yeah, but his were gross. And
Nux's had names.
That was...
Oh, Nux, you poor baby. Oh, God, that fucking movie was just so good. Like, okay, I don't even want to spoil it. Anybody who is listening who has not seen Mad Max, go fucking see Mad Max. Go see Mad Max.
I knew it was a good movie when I walked into the theater and sat down to see it for the second time, a week after I'd seen it the first time, and was just as excited. Like,
I wanted to go back in and watch it again right after, like, we left the theater, and I'm like,
let's
go buy more tickets.
Like, as we were walking out, I was like, I would go back and watch it again. The third time, directly after seeing it again, like, that movie had the exact same appeal and intensity seeing it the second time, which is really, really hard to do with a movie. Like, there are very few movies I've seen that I could watch back to back and, like, just be totally into it.
Well, and I'm amazed that they made an action movie that was not shitty to its female characters. Like, that was amazing.
Like, every time I see an action movie, I kind of walk out of it feeling dirty. Because I'm like, oh, I really liked that. Because I like action movies, but oh, that was so bad. And this one I didn't. I was just like, that was a fucking amazing action movie. Everything about it I liked. And, like, it wasn't shit. It wasn't shit.
Yeah, it was so good. And I can't, I want to see it again and again and again, and I want to pick it apart, and I want to learn everything I can about it, and I want to buy the Blu-ray special edition that has all the backstage shit, and all the developer commentary. I want all the commentary tracks from all the people. I want everything from this movie.
You know who I really want to hug, though? Is George Miller.
George Miller's amazing. I am buying a Blu-ray drive for this machine so I can fucking watch that movie on Blu-ray. No, I'm not kidding. I'm going to spend like the 30 or 40, whatever the fuck it is, for a Blu-ray drive. And just so I can buy the Blu-ray of this, so I can fucking watch it.
I'm gonna go... My brother has worked at a movie theater the past few summers while he was in school. And if he is at home right now, he may be able to grab a poster.
I will kill for that poster.
Yeah. I'm gonna... well, he'd probably keep it, though. I haven't
Tell
talked to him about
I
it.
will murder him.
I'm gonna see him tomorrow, and I'm gonna ask... And if he doesn't, I think I have... One of his friends still works at that theater, and I think I have that friend's phone number.
And if it comes down to it, I will buy one off of like eBay or Amazon. I don't care. I just want...
I have the Regal Cinema connections.
I want Nux. I want a Nux bobblehead.
Oh, no!
I want everything. That movie was so perfect. Oh my god. I had one complaint through the entire movie. And again... I don't want to spoil it. I just want people to go see it. I had one complaint, and I'm going to say this, and you'll know what part it is when you get to it. The part with the flare. That is my one issue. And you'll see why as soon as you see it. It's the one thing that I was like, oh, that wouldn't happen. Outside of that, everything else, I'm just like, I believe it.
Yeah, that was, I think, the only moment where I actually got pulled out of this, pulled out of the world for a moment, because it was just too far. Yeah.
I'm not the type who can watch something for any amount of time. I have to be doing multiple things. I did not fucking twitch through that movie. I stared at that screen. I barely blinked. I forgot there was popcorn. I just watched the movie. And I have not done that. No, I even got up during Pacific Rim. Okay, the last 3 movies I've seen in theaters were Mad Max, then Pacific Rim, and then 2009's Star Trek. Those are the last 3 films I've seen in theater.
Let's see, I saw Mad Max, and before that I saw Into the Woods, which was kind of shit. But had really good music.
Yeah, I
and
never cared about I
before
never
that,
interested me.
I don't even remember. Like, I don't go see movies very often. I don't even sit down and watch movies very often because it's hard for me to sit through them. And
yeah,
even when I got up like 4 times when we went and saw Mad Max, but that's because I drank my soda too fast and I had to go to the bathroom like 4 times.
I had to pee the whole time. I was not gonna get up.
What I kept doing is I kept waiting for a slow part, because most movies
such thing.
There's a slow part where you can get up and you can miss it and it doesn't matter. No, I just was like, I have to pee. I have to get up now and go.
There is one slow part, and that is when they're like, hey, let's do this thing that sounds completely crazy to do. That's about the beginning of the 3rd act. Yeah, that thing. And that's the only, like, slow part, because they're just, like, chilling that night, and then they're just like, okay, cool, well, I guess that's the end of that, and then it's just like, let's do this crazy thing. And that's, like, the only slow part, and it's, like, maybe 3 minutes.
Yeah, that was one of the parts I left during.
But that movie goes from, it starts at 10, cranks to 11, goes back down to 10, and then cranks to 12.
Yeah.
And then just stays at 12 and breaks the needle off. Like, that movie never there's never a down moment. There is that one moment, and that is it. And it is not even a down moment, because you're just like, oh no, don't do the thing you're talking about doing. Don't do that thing. No, go, don't do that thing. Go do the other thing. And then you're just like, well, fuck, you're gonna do that. Oh god. And then everything goes to hell. Like, oh my god, it was so good.
It was so good.
And the designs and the amount of practical effects and just everything about it was so beautiful and so well done. And we need more movies like that, and we need them to be actually funded instead of crap that we get now. Also, it's hot as fuck because we turned the fan off. Oh my god.
You're dying.
I'm melting currently, so hopefully hopefully we can finish this and I can turn the fan back on and solidify a bit before going to sleep.
One of the things that I really, really liked about Mad Max, as far as like the way that the story was put together, was that even though that movie never slows down, you still get a huge amount of character development, and you're emotionally connected to all of those characters. Even though they never take that time to like, oh, we're having a touching conversation about where we came from. Like,
there's a few grunts every once in a while that signify some sort of communication, but that's about it.
And you'll get these bits and pieces, but it's so well written that that's all you need.
Yeah, and like, from the moment he came on screen, I gave a shit about Nux.
Yeah.
I cared about Furiosa. I cared about Max. I cared about everyone in that movie that wasn't a piece of shit.
And the ones who were a piece of shit, you really hated.
Yeah,
you fucking hated those people.
No,
which is fine. I'm totally okay with that. I am so over the shitty anti-hero who's like, oh, I'm shit to everyone, but everyone still likes me because I'm a conventionally attractive white boy with stubble.
And, like, Max isn't... he's kind of an asshole in the beginning, but at the same time, it's strictly for survival. Like, strictly
well, and if you
because
consider
of
where he just came from, of course he's going to be an asshole.
It's just survival. It's only that. He isn't... like, there's never a time... Was there ever a time he actually pointed a gun that he knew could fire at any of... No.
Yeah.
In the rig.
Yeah.
In the rig, but even then, I don't think...
Well, the one girl, when he shot her leg.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I did forget about that. Yeah, that... Okay. That did happen. But yeah, like... It's still, like... And he purposely... Well, no. He didn't purposely shoot at her, did he?
I think he did, but he didn't do it to...
I don't think he was actually...
He shot right next to Furios's head.
Yeah, but he did that to, like...
Yeah, it was like he purposely shot at people, but never to hit them.
Yeah, and I think he also did that to empty the clip.
Mm-hmm.
Because he didn't want it... He didn't want her getting
Wasn't that the same gun he used later on, though?
Well, they could get... Well, they had...
No, I mean to shoot the girl's leg.
Well, there might have been one left in the chamber.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, he emptied that fucking clip into the ground.
Yeah, but then he had it pointed at her throat, so...
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, I'd have to watch it again.
Yeah, I've only seen it once, and I want to go see it.
Well, that's the end of this podcast. We're gonna go see Mad Max Fury Road again.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
We'll tell you exactly how many shots Max fired into the ground.
Who needs sleep? I'm gonna go see Mad Max again, and I will live off of high-octane crazy blood, and I will enter into the gates of Valhalla. I will enter shiny and chrome.
I went to a,
Witness me.
midnight premiere.
Witness me!
I'm talking! I'll do it later!
Anyway, what were you saying? Sorry. Oh.
I'd be the worst war boy.
You'd be the worst war boy ever.
Like, oh, we're gonna go kill people, and I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna stay here.
I've got an arrow through my head. Witness me. 1 second.
Excuse me, did you hear me trying to talk?
I said witness me, motherfucker. I can't wipe this away. Give me my gold spray, or my chrome spray paint.
What was I gonna say? I don't know, some fucking stupid thing about going to the movies.
You said something about a midnight something.
Oh, I went to the midnight premiere of the last Harry Potter movie.
Oh, fuck. I thought this was something that mattered.
No, but the thing is, we had to stand in line, right, to get in and get good seats, and it was my birthday, and I was really angry because nobody was paying attention to the fact that it was my birthday, and I was like, fuck you all, I'm going to the grocery store across the street and getting a fucking cake. So I had them hold my place in line. I went over to the grocery store with my brother and sister. We bought a cake and brought it back and sat in line and ate a cake.
Good job. Mm-hmm. I'm impressed. Oh, God. Yeah, no, that's, God damn, that movie was great.
It was so good.
Oh, God, can we go see it again right now?
Sure.
Yeah, there was something else. I don't know. There wasn't really a ton of stuff that happened that wasn't gaming related that I want to talk about. We are starting up doing live streams weekly.
Yes.
Currently Sundays, we're shooting for 1 p.m. every week on Sunday, but sometimes it might be later, sometimes it might be earlier.
And it depends on what your schedule...
Yeah, and it might change
like.
depending on the new work schedule. But right now, for at least the next 2 weeks, it's going, or next week. I don't know. This week it will be Sunday.
Sunday at 1.
Sunday at 1 p.m. live stream. We now have a setup for Eli to where they can be heard, and our audio actually will work. And I actually know to crank up audio now.
Yeah.
Because apparently we were super quiet on the stream last week, and I didn't know the whole time. And then I'm going to try to do more live streams throughout the week once... It's weird because our internet works fine for streams, but it does not work fine for uploading videos to YouTube. So I'm starting to wonder if that's an issue with YouTube itself.
Oh, I wonder.
Comcast should be... Like, I've looked at the upload speed, and it drops down to, like, 50 kilobytes. I mean, that's below fucking dial-up speed.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Either way, something's wrong with Comcast end, but I'm wondering if YouTube's having an issue, too.
That might be something to look into. Because
they would have said something, and it would have been fixed by now.
Yeah,
it's been like a
because when was it? When was it? A while ago, they had that other issue, and it was fixed within like a day.
Yeah, and it's been last week we couldn't upload anything.
Yeah.
Because I've posted 2 videos in 2 weeks about the fact that our internet is fucked.
Because we've had shit to upload, not a lot, but we've had shit to upload. It just hasn't gone up because we can't fucking do it.
Yeah, I mean. And, I'll be posting archives of whatever live streams we do to YouTube, so, I mean, if you are looking to watch them, if you are looking to watch A Reasonable Time with V's and Eli, which I think this week we're going to play Don't Starve together.
Cool.
And maybe...
I have never played Don't Starve.
Well, this should be interesting.
Yeah, no, I was hoping to play some of it this week.
You can play on mine.
Yeah, I was going to the other day, but shared library. Never mind. That's not interesting.
Well, no, you could still go. You could still go play regular Don't Starve, and.
Well, I have to buy it anyway.
Well, yeah, but you can play it. It will just be installed for when you do buy it.
Yeah.
You could just play it until then, and then when you buy it, you just continue playing it.
Yeah.
We share a library as family sharing. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
So I was like, that's not interesting.
I know. But then I thought about the fact that I was like, no, you could play it.
Would you like to hear about the state of our Steam libraries? Actually, yours is kind of interesting just because you have so much shit.
Oh, I've talked about the fact that I have so much fucking shit in Steam. What is my Steam library up to, actually? I'm wondering. Because I bought another, couple Humble Bundles since the last time I looked. Yeah, no, so
I
live
haven't
streams...
looked because I'm not getting paid right now. Well, I mean, I'm getting paid, but I haven't gotten a paycheck yet, so I can't look at things to buy.
Yeah, so live streams Sundays or whenever weekly day we can figure it out. And I'm gonna try to do some of my own, just me chilling playing a video game. I think I'm gonna do Finding Teddy as a stream video.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Because I do want to continue playing that. Or maybe Banner Saga first. I am further in Banner Saga, and it's been months. One of the two, I'll play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or whatever schedule permits. Because I don't have the luck of being self-sufficient from YouTube, so I can stay home all day and pay and play video games. Like certain other people that I watch, who I was watching play Crisis Core yesterday. I figured out another game I want to do. I want to do Last Remnant as a stream game. Because that's a game... Oh, that's a game. That's 120 hours or something to finish that game. So that'll keep me...
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll, we'll be, trying that.
When I hear a number 120 hours, I automatically think, that must be longer than I've been alive.
No.
And then I'm like, no, it's not.
That's a couple days.
I know.
I mean, I've dropped 741 just into Warframe. That's not much.
Well, I guess you have been playing it for
2 years.
Yeah.
I know people who have 28,000 hours in Dota 2.
Yeah, but that's Dota 2.
So? Warframe's a co-op shooter.
That's true.
I would rather play Warframe than fucking Dota.
No, I just meant that those are those people.
Yeah, but I think Michael has 2,000 hours in fucking Dota.
I don't know, I just never really...
Oh, I have no desire to fucking play Dota.
Understand that game. So.
I have 548 games in Steam. So, yeah. Yeah, I have a few.
Yeah, I gotta get Oceanhorn done.
Yeah, you do have at least one episode uploaded right now.
Because I gotta get my fucking schedule back together, because I'm just all over... I'm leaving now earlier than I've ever left for work before. So before, when I was at my other job, I would have this chunk of time, 4 hours in the morning, because I get up early. And now I only have 2 hours, because I'm leaving earlier. Which is fine, I just have not been well utilizing those 2 hours, because I am lazy, and also do not go to bed on time.
Yeah.
So, I need to get my act together, because I want to finish Oceanhorn because I really want to play Never Alone. So.
Yeah.
Also, Oceanhorn is fucking adorable, and I really like it. So.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's Zelda on PC finally. Yeah, I'm looking to. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to play next. Now that I've finished Singularity, because the next 2 episodes of Singularity are the last 2, because I had an interesting little thing happen with Singularity. If you're ever recording a game, just never turn on VSync. Just never do it. I've never had anything good happen from turning on vertical sync and then recording. Because I played 33 minutes, what would have been a 1 episode of 3 I played of Singularity. It would have been the second to last episode. Or third from the last, or whatever. And I turned on VSync because I've been getting headaches from rapidly fluctuating frame rates, because some games I've been playing have, like Warframe, every once in a while, if you have everybody popping alts and there's 800,000 fucking infested, and all the particle effects and everything from the map and all the movement and animation, and my frames dip. They dip down to like 55 frames a second. So I turned on VSync just to keep things a little bit more smooth and keep it from going from 200 to 50 in like half a second. Well, I turned on VSync in Singularity just to keep things nice and smooth, so it would record at a smooth frame rate and everything else. Lo and behold, I went to go edit, and I'm looking at this video like, what is this? Why does this look so jank? Why is this a slideshow? I went and looked at the raw video. For some reason, turning on VSync made it record in 4 frames a second. So, I lost 33 minutes of a game that does not have save files. I could not go back. Luckily, nothing super major plot-wise happened, other than I think I rebuilt a bridge with my gauntlet. It was cool to see.
Yeah.
That might have happened later, though. I don't know. Yeah, so that was interesting. Just a tip. Learn from my mistake. If you ever try to record gameplay, don't turn on VSync. Just leave it off. Let your frames give you a headache.
Just suffer.
It's better than losing a half hour of work. And then I didn't even like look at it before I didn't check before I went to go convert it so I could edit it. So that was another like hour of converting that over. So then I get it and I'm like, what is this? No, I didn't just no. Yeah, so that was fun. That was a fun time. So there's going to be a jump between last episode where I'm freaked out about a water monster. It wasn't a water monster, it was just a fucking box under the water. There was bubbles. There was like a circle.
Baby!
No. There was a circle of bubbles in front of a ladder. And I'm like, well, we haven't had a water monster yet. This is a first-person shooter that has horror elements. There's gotta be a water monster.
I don't want to get in the water. There could be a monster.
I have a deep fear of water-based monsters.
Okay, well, that's understandable.
Like, if anybody... Well, no, it's gone now. If anybody saw my Half-Life playthrough, my Half-Life 1 playthrough, there was a part with a water monster in that game. And I sped up through about 45 minutes of footage of me trying to kill it from the surface without jumping in the water. I don't do well with water monsters. So I played for 33 minutes, and I was just like, that's definitely the telltale sign of a water monster. Not fucking with that right now. And I stopped. And yeah, so the box that I stopped at, it was a box, not a water monster. And so yeah, that's where I pick up, like, about a half hour of play after that. I did have a cool part where I got the Seeker rifle, which is the one that you can make the bullets do all the crazy shit. And I got shunted back in time again with that thing, so I just fucking killed everybody. And then suddenly I was back in my regular time, so that was a cool thing. And that didn't get recorded, which made me sad. But, yeah. No. Singularity's done, and I have no fucking clue what I'm going to play next. I'm rambling just because there's so much I want to talk about, but it's for another podcast, so it doesn't matter.
My favorite part of this episode is how you were like, what do we have to talk about that's not video games? And we were both like, oh, video games.
Yeah, that's
in non-video game related news, I think there might be a sunburn on my forearm.
In non-video game related news, I think I might just be burnt. Just the heat has just cooked me.
Burnt.
I am internally. I have been microwaved.
This is the arm that is always like in the sun when I drive home in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And my drive is like 40 to 45 minutes, so.
Yeah, that'll
I
happen.
may have to sunscreen my left arm. It's actually looking quite a bit darker than my right arm.
I don't even have my glasses on right now, and I can tell, and that's amazing.
No, now I have two very strange tans on different parts of my body.
Yeah, you get weird tans because you're like pale as fuck. So you walk out in the sun once and you get a tan.
I haven't burned. Well, no, I burned real bad when I was in Hawaii.
Yeah, you fucking were burnt for like a month and a half after that. That was. I've never had a sunburn. And I just looked at that. I'm like, I'm so glad I'm not white. I'm so happy I'm not. The melanin in my skin has protected me from sunburns so far.
The first night I had that sunburn, I was so miserable that I went in the bathroom, ran my tank top under the cold water, and just put my like sopping wet tank top back on, and then went and laid on a towel in bed.
There were nights after you got home that you just like fell asleep crying because you had to you couldn't lay any comfortable way because every part of you was peeling.
It hurts like really, really it's literally a burn.
Burned.
Like in the and my skin when my skin burns, it burns really bad. That's why I like living here, because there's usually some sort of cloud cover.
Yeah, I lived in Arizona, and I walked to and from work in the middle of the day, 5 miles.
I would have been just a skin cancer.
I
just
never
a skin cancer walking down the street.
I barely got a tan. Like, I have no issues with these things, so I'm glad I got melanin because I'd rather. You know what? That's why police brutality happens. That's why racism is there. Because y'all have to deal with sunburns.
Plus, we're all sunburned and in pain constantly.
You're just angry that you have to have sunburns.
That we have sunburns. The thing that amazes me is that my dad, who has not only the same skin type as me, but is a ginger, so he's essentially translucent, lived in Arizona.
Your dad
working construction.
Your dad's done some really stupid shit.
I don't know if he just like showered in sunscreen, if he like put a bottle of sunscreen in his shower head and just doused himself.
I could see it.
Like, well,
no, he got a pesticide sprayer and filled it up with sunscreen. Just had somebody. He just stripped down and just had somebody fucking spray him down.
One of those emergency showers.
Yes, the
where
one
you just pull it and it just dumps water. It was just sunscreen, just covered him in sunscreen.
That's the only reason. Like, your dad he looks Scandinavian. His skin tone is like he's from Sweden. He's just
it's Scottish.
Clear. He's clear. So
yeah.
I don't know how he's not dead from working in the sun.
No. Well, he worked landscape and construction pretty much his entire life until he was in his 30s.
Yeah, fuck that. I did that for like 4 years, and I never want to touch anything like that again.
Well, when he got older, he was doing office work for a landscape company, which is really different. He was doing sales for them.
Yeah. But, I worked.
Probably up until he was 20. Probably until he was like 28, 29. He was working construction or landscaping.
I worked 15 to 17 doing landscaping. I worked 17 to almost 19 working construction. And then I worked for about 6 months at a steel mill. And I'm done. I've done my shit jobs.
Your poor body is destroyed.
Oh, the steel mill was like the best thing ever.
Was that union?
God, no. This is Michigan. No. Fuck no. We got paid $8 an hour and we work 16 hours a day.
See, all the mills, all the factories around here are union.
No.
Because the unions around here are really no, you better treat your workers right.
But yeah, no. The steel mill I worked at, we made... When I got hired because they got a huge order for military Humvee bumpers. That's all we were making, was just the bumpers for Humvees. I was a grinder. So I got a big-ass, hand... It was just a big power tool that had a disc on it, and I would change that disc out probably 30 times a day. They would have the bumpers come off of the welder. They'd bring them... It'd come down a conveyor belt for me. I'd have to pick them up. They're 145 pounds. Pick them up off the conveyor belt, set it down on my sawhorses, grind down all the weld burrs and everything, and make sure it was all nice and smooth. Then I'd have to pick it up again, put it up on a rack that was typically above my head, and then fill up this entire rolling rack that had 4 levels to it. And I think it could hold 70 of them. So I would fill this whole thing up, and then I'd drag the rack across the place over to the paint area, where they would sand it. Oh, no. I had to go outside and blast it with a sandblaster first. Then I had to go haul it over to the paint area, where they would wash it down, set it under a bunch of heat lamps to dry, then paint them. And then we found out, this is the reason that I got fired. Well, I got laid off or whatever. The place closed down. They had improperly set the welder.
Oh.
And never checked.
Oh, no.
3,300 bumpers would not fit on the Humvees.
Oh, God. That makes me feel sick to my stomach.
3,300 bumpers would not fit on the Humvees. They lost the contract and the place closed.
Oh, my God.
So that was a thing. Yeah, that was fun.
Oh my god.
I hated that job anyway. We got paid shit. Yeah, so that was the thing that I did when I was younger. And then I worked a lot of shit jobs since then and have hated all of them.
See, I've been really lucky in that actually the majority of my jobs have... Well, okay, so I've actually I've only had 3 jobs that weren't under the table.
Two of your jobs were not shit. One was shit.
2 of my 3 jobs have been union jobs.
Yeah, I've never had a union job.
I've been part of 2 unions already.
Yeah, I didn't get that lucky.
So, and I don't know. I feel like I don't know if there's just more.
Oh yeah, no, I've never lived in a state that had unions. Ever.
I wouldn't have thought of Washington as a heavily union state.
The only other state I know has unions is Jersey. Literally, that's the only other state I can think of that has unions.
That's so weird. I always thought of unions as an East Coast,
well, I guess Boston,
Midwest manufacturing thing.
Massachusetts has them. I think New York has them. But yeah, no, Washington's the only other place I've ever seen that has unions. Everywhere else doesn't.
I was part of the grocery workers union. We have a fucking grocery... If you work at a grocery store, except for a couple, you're in a union. And they almost went on strike just after I quit that job, because I was moving. They went on strike because they were going to change their health care. Grocery store workers have a union here. They're trying to unionize fast food. And if that happens anywhere, it's probably going to happen in Seattle.
Yeah.
Because they already have that $15 an hour minimum wage.
God, I want to go to Seattle.
Well, the thing is, though, Seattle's fucking expensive.
Oh, I know. I looked into getting a place in Seattle when I was first going to move up here. It's fucking ridiculous.
Like I was saying earlier, the further north you go, the more expensive it gets.
Yeah.
But if you somehow were able to live in Tacoma and work in Seattle...
Take the sound.
Yeah, you'd have a lot of money. You'd be commuting 4 hours a day.
Whatever.
I mean, I live in Tacoma and
if you sit on a train, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
So
if you just take the train up there every day and take it back and just have your car to get to the train station and back. Like, literally, you could do whatever the hell you want on the train. You just sit down, kick your feet up, and fucking chill.
Yeah, I've taken the Sounder before, and it's actually it's a lot of fun.
I took the Sounder from SeaTac to downtown Seattle, which that was still like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Although, because SeaTac is also way the fuck out for some weird reason.
Where I work now is probably 15 minutes past SeaTac.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I know where
so
you
it's
are.
between.
I know where you are then. Yeah.
But it's right off. It's right off the freeway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No. I don't know. There was one job I did like. I did like working at the hardware store in Arizona, because that job was literally stand around talking. Every once in a while, an old white guy would come in. And 90% of the time, he knew what he wanted and where it was, because he came in every day for the same damn thing, because that's all he had to do with his life. Every once in a while, I'd have a slur thrown at me or something. Whatever. Fucking, I don't care. I got real used to it really quickly. And every once in a great while, somebody would come in and be like, hey, I need some help. I don't know where something is. And we're like, okay, what are you looking for? I'm looking for this. Here it is. Have a nice day. And then I go back to talking for the rest of the day. And I got paid salary. It was the equivalent of $8 an hour, 40 hours a week. But it was still, if I called out, still got paid for the day.
Yeah.
I never had sick time. I called out probably like 7 or 8 times working there. Never once got dinged for time. Like, nobody even noticed half the time. Like, if I called and I was like, hey, I'm not going to be able to come in, they'd be like, okay. And then the next day, they'd be like, yeah, so remember what happened yesterday? I'm like, I wasn't here. They're like, oh, you weren't, were you? Because nobody ever did. The only days that they would be like, no, you cannot call in, were Wednesdays, which is my first day of the week when I worked there, because I worked Wednesday through Sunday. And Sunday we got off early, but we still got paid for the last 3 hours of the shift.
Nice.
We got off 3 hours early, but we still got paid for it. But Wednesday was the day that the trucks came in.
Yeah.
And I was the only motherfucker who could lift, because it was just a single little truck that would come in with all our shit packed in it. And I was the only motherfucker there who could lift up water heaters and, like, lift them down from in the truck to, like, 4.5 feet down onto a pallet. Because we didn't have machines. So I would be in the truck, and somebody else would be down there to make sure it didn't fall over, and I would just lift up the water heater, like 50-gallon water heater, set it down on the pallet, do that 4 or 5 times, and then I'd be done with that, and then we'd just unload the rest of the truck and put it up over the next 2 days.
Oh, because you didn't have like a bay.
Yeah, no. It was
back into.
No. It was literally like a garage door on the back that we just kind of.
Yeah,
and the truck was like
for a second.
The truck was taller than the garage door was, so. Literally, we had like a snake conveyor that we would pull out outside, hook it to the back of the truck, and then like shove stuff down it, and then it would be inside, and then we just unload all that stuff, boxes off to the side, and we'd sort through it all later, and then the next day we'd put the shit on the shelf.
Yeah.
Most of the time, we would just sort the stuff between departments, because it was like a small Home Depot kind of. It was a True Value, but it had like a little garden section. It had a little big hardware section. Had a little paint section with like one guy behind a 2x2 counter and like 3 things of spray paint, and like it had all that stuff, and like 90% of the time I was either cutting keys for old people who were probably gonna forget they got a key anyway. Like, I mean, Arizona is just old people. It's like 800-year-old people who shouldn't have their license, who are still driving around, and who can barely see. And I swear to God, I could have given them whatever key I felt like. I could have given them a blank key. They would have never noticed. Because they're like, one guy came in and he wanted like 5 copies of a key, and I'm like, oh wow, that's a lot of copies. He goes, it's just in case one of my kids needs to get into the house when I die. He's just like, if they need to look for my body or something, I need it. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
You haven't seen me in a while. Come on by. And,
yeah, like...
Open up the house.
I swear, like, we just had people like that. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna die probably within the next day or 2, so I'm gonna make sure my kids all have a key so they can come get my body without having to break the door. I don't want them to have to replace it on the house. Like, just people like that would come in. Or the old dudes with the the camo jackets on with the trucker hats, and they would come in and be like, "Ugh," and they'd walk over, and they'd get the shit that they want, and they'd walk out and never say a word to anybody. And that was the only interactions that we had. It was either old motherfuckers talking about dying, or it was people who didn't talk to us, or it was some random dude who came through who just needed help finding a bolt. Mm-hmm. And that was it. We never had issues. Although we did have one weird guy come in wanting piano hinges, which we sold piano hinges. I learned what a piano hinge was then, and I sold him like 5. And then he came back the next day. Shut the fuck up, Train. He came back the next day for like 6 more. And I asked him what he was doing. I'm like, really? You're gonna get mouthy with me, motherfucker. You little fuck. Yeah, fuck you too.
The Train is
anyway,
not happy.
Anyway, the guy was like, oh yeah, I'm doing something with them. And like, I'm like, I wasn't gonna push it, but like, he like refused to tell me what he was doing with 11 piano hinges, and I'm like, what could you be building? This isn't Minecraft. Like, what are you building with 11 3-foot piano hinges? 33 feet of thin-ass nickel-plated hinges?
Are those the,
No, they're strip hinges. Oh. They're like this long, and they're like that wide on either side, and they just have like a hinge in them.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Like on the top of a stand-up of an upright
it's
piano.
Like for a grand piano or something. Mm-hmm. But like he didn't say he was restoring a piano or anything. He just was like, oh, I'm just using them for something. And I'm like, that's weird. And then we had another dude who came in and looked like he was building bombs. He was like the quintessential like middle school goth guy.
Oh.
Where he had like the greasy ass gross like hair that definitely had not been washed in months. Wasn't quite dreads yet, but was just like, it looked worse than Snape's hair.
Ew. That's
and like,
bad.
Who didn't ever look at any of us and wore a fucking black, like, ankle-length trench coat in the Arizona summer. What you up to?
Yeah, that's a little sketchy.
'Cause I don't care about your fashion decisions, but why are you wearing a fucking ankle-length trench coat in the summer in fucking Arizona? The average temperature where we lived was 110 fucking degrees.
God.
In the summer. It reached 122 one day.
I would be dead.
I thought I was gonna. When I worked at the gas station, the fucking AC went out one day.
Oh,
all of the chocolate in the gas station melted.
Oh, no.
3 of the refrigerators had the motors blow because they were trying so hard to keep things cool. And I came in that night, because I worked overnights at this place. I came in. Now, I worked 10 to 6 there. At fucking 3:30 in the morning, it was 94 degrees inside the gas station.
There are certain places in the world where I think I hear about them and I wonder, why did humans decide to move there?
I did not decide to move there, but that's a long, complicated-ass story I will tell some other time. I didn't make the decision to move there. It was made for me.
Like, the first humans, like, there were towns there before you. Like, fucking
I think
Florida.
it's just...
Who decided to settle Florida?
I don't fucking know. Who wants to... You know, if you live in Florida, tell me why you stay there. Like, I have moved with zero. Literally, I had like $42 in my pocket one time. I bought a Greyhound ticket somewhere, and I just fucking left. And it turned out okay. It doesn't always work out that way. And I kind of got fucked over a lot in it too. But why would you ever stay in Florida? I've been to Florida. I've been to Miami. I never want to go back there. I never want to cross that fucking border. Just like I never want to go back to Utah. Utah was another place. It got like -30 in the winter where we were. Because we were in like it was called the Basin. Really, motherfucker? Really? Anyway. I hate the fucking trains. This is what I have to hear all night. These trains go by 1 in the morning. Mm-hmm. Midnight, whatever. They go by all the fucking time.
They're coming from the Port of Tacoma.
Yeah, I hate it. But we lived in this place called The Basin. And we lived a few hours away from Seattle. We lived in this little town called Roosevelt. It was not Seattle, Salt Lake.
I was thinking
they were both S's. They're both S's.
I'm pretty sure you meant to say Salt Lake, but
yes.
I don't know geography well enough to know that there's not a Seattle, Utah.
No, there might be, but no, it was 3 hours away from Salt Lake, not Seattle.
Seattle's kind of a regional name though, so I would be surprised.
I don't fucking know. But we lived in this little shithole called Roosevelt. It was literally a group of gas stations that people just set up trailers around. There were 13 gas stations in a town that was 3.5 miles across.
I swear to God I've driven through Roosevelt, Utah before.
Probably. You have to drive through it if you're trying to get anywhere through Utah, pretty much, because Highway 40 goes right through it. And Highway 40 is the main highway that goes through Utah.
I'm trying to think of my geography. Let's see.
It was literally a rest stop that people just stayed at.
Yeah.
Like, that was, I think, how the town got founded was, it was originally a rest stop along Highway 40, and then somebody set up a trailer, and then somebody else did, and then people just started building shit there. And I think that's how, I'm not looking this up, but the way that the place is set up, and, like, the fact that all around Highway 40 are trailer parks and motels.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's trailers and motels around Highway 40, and then the further away you get, then you get the houses and the apartments and stuff. Mm-hmm. But this town also had like 1,500 people, and it was 3 miles across. It was a shithole. I hated every moment of living there, and I'll never set foot in Utah again. But this place also had a horrible, horrible winter, where it would get typically about 3 feet of snow in the early winter that would just turn to hard-packed fucking permafrost. Ugh. Because it would drop to like -10 constantly and dip down to -30 at times, and it just never changed. And it was just fucking bitter cold all the time during the winter, and there was no getting around the snow. There was no dealing with that. It just sucked. So that was Utah. That was a horrible place.
See, one time my family drove from Washington to Ohio in like 18 hours.
We'll have to look at the course. I don't think that would dip far enough into Utah.
But I've also been, like, I don't know, we went cross-country a couple times.
You might have gone through Roosevelt. I mean,
like, we also went from Washington to Michigan.
It's a pretty shitty place that a lot of people drive through. I know I've been to Salt Lake City. Yeah, it's a pretty shitty place that a lot of people drive through. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, no, we drove. There are 6 people total in my family, including me.
Oh, I know.
We got in a conversion van. We drove from Washington State, Seattle, to Cincinnati, Ohio. We did not stop until we got to Cincinnati.
Fuck that.
To go to a party.
Nah.
For my dad's business.
Nah, I'm good, thanks.
I mean, literally, my mom, and none of us were old. I was like 13, so none of us were old enough to drive. My mom would sleep, my dad would drive during the night, and then they'd switch. And my mom would drive during the day, and my dad would sleep.
Nope. I'm good, thanks. It's not worth that shit. I would have just been like, okay, you guys are all staying here. I'm gonna go fly out and do this shit. I'll be back.
And it was like the middle of the summer.
No.
And it doesn't matter how good your AC is. When you have 6 people in a van...
The gas costs alone would have been more than the plane ticket.
I don't know why they decided to drive... I don't know why they decided to take us.
I think that they were hiding from somebody. We've discussed this before. I think they were hiding from somebody.
The amount of times that my entire family has piled into a conversion van and just randomly driven into the middle of the U.S., and we did not stay in cities.
No. I think that for a while your family was hiding
We
from
fucking camped
someone.
in the middle of deserts.
No, your family was hiding from somebody when you were a kid. I want to know more about this someday, but yeah. I think we should probably wrap up. We're over an hour, and I'm getting really tired. So, it's also so hot.
It is so hot.
I thank God that all of the pleather has peeled off this couch, because if it hadn't,
could you imagine?
I would be, like, stuck to it right now.
Oh.
I would just be like, I'd be sitting up and be like, oh, Jesus. But yeah, so...
That gross, like, sweat drip down the, like, the curve in the small of your
No,
back.
let's not. Ugh, God, no.
Why
would you say that right before I start doing, like, the wrapping up stuff? God damn it. Okay.
Quality content here.
This is some real quality content. This is what you get after we don't record for 3 weeks and I'm half asleep. I was going to do a fucking solo show, and then Eli came out half naked and was just like, I'm still awake. And I'm like, yo, sup. Hey, I'm sitting here in my fucking underwear. I don't care. It's too hot to care. I don't give a fuck anymore. I got a t-shirt and boxers on because it's too fucking hot to do anything. But, yeah. So, this is what you get if we don't record for 3 weeks straight and I'm half asleep. If you like this kind of shit, or if you like podcasts about girls dealing with people kind of being pirates and becoming a pirate herself, and airships, and battles, and war, and zealotrous military governments, and that, or comics that haven't updated in a year, or, and hopefully we'll update soon. I know I keep saying that, fucking hell, time is just not my friend. Or other things like horror podcasts that we're going to be starting, that we're working on. Or other things that are going to be Patreon only. Or, you know, like random video content that we do that's mostly gameplay stuff, and every once in a while something else. If you like that kind of shit, and you like our stuff, and you like us enough to want to, like, give us some money each month, go to patreon.com/SSP. That's 2 S's and a P. Fucking give us, like, I don't care, 50 fucking cents a month. Like, you'll get charged every other month. You'll pay $6 a year. And it'll help us, like, slowly start to expand, and it'll help us cover costs of doing this. Like, hosting the site, which I need to pay on Friday. And, like, paying for licensing music and other places to host the podcast, and just, like, doing really cool stuff and upgrading more stuff on our computers. Like,
internet that works.
Yes, upgrading our internet connection. Oh my god, please. If we could make the difference of what it would be to upgrade the connection than it is right now, that would be fucking amazing, because that'd be the first goddamn... Are you seriously interrupting me in the Patreon thing?
Can we make like a Patreon goal where if we hit a certain amount, we destroy those train tracks?
No, if we hit a certain amount, we're just moving away from the fucking train tracks.
I like how my option is blow up the train tracks, and your option is move somewhere else.
You know what? I'm going to put on the Patreon tomorrow, if I remember. Oh my god, I'm going to have to remember to edit this and listen to this back. I am going to fucking put a goal in there to fucking move away from where the train is. I don't care how much a month.
We will look at a map. We will make sure there are no train tracks.
We will find a place where we aren't right near where the port of Tacoma is. We live on the water.
Hell, if we had a room that we could soundproof.
Oh my god, it's ridiculous. Anyway, so if you like this shit, and you like the other stuff we do, and you like Let's Plays and other podcasts, and stuff about video games and art and talking about life and all the other bullshit that we do and are going to start doing more of, maybe go support us on Patreon. We would very much appreciate that, and we would give you hugs, and if you want, back rubs. Sensual back rubs.
I think
in which
the train
we will
would
whisper in your ear.
Too.
Yeah, the train would appreciate it, me not yelling at it every day.
Yeah.
But we will whisper in your ear
train.
how much we love you, and we will give you sweet back rubs, and I will... Hell, if I ever meet you, I'll buy you a fucking cookie. Like, it'll probably cost more than what you've donated on Patreon, and that's okay. It's worth it. Because love. But yeah,
I'll make you a cookie.
if you're wondering where to get all of this great content that we fucking are talking about, go to spidersquidproductions.com. spidersquidproductions.com/sky-podcast is The Hunted. That'll be changing in the next book. Slash Videogarms, or actually VG stuff. I don't remember. There's stuff all over. There's links all over the fucking front page.
There's a menu.
There's a menu for shit, for podcasts. There's stuff for backlog and everything. If you want to watch shit that we do, like gameplay stuff that we keep talking about and not being able to upload, go to youtube.com/recurringvs for that. Currently doing Kentucky Route Zero, which we're going to get back to this weekend. Oceanhorn, Singularity, whatever I play next. Finding Teddy 2, probably on stream and VOD archive, and the Banner Saga, and Guild Wars, which we need to do, and Dragon Age, which we haven't done in months, because we can't get Van, because Van's always doing something else. So yeah, I mean, if any of this stuff sounds cool, go check our shit out. Go support us if you want to. I'm twitter.com/recurringvs. Eli is twitter.com/EliKissesRats.
Follow for more sweat-related tweets.
Probably, actually, knowing you.
Knowing how hot it is where I work, most likely.
Follow for me complaining about Comcast. That's all I've been doing lately, I think. I think that's what my last, 20 tweets are, just how much I hate Comcast. Yeah, that's about it. Anyway. If you got stuff you want to ask us questions. We have a subreddit. Reddit.com/r/spidersquid or reddit.com/r/ Take two. Reddit.com/r/recurringvs. We have both of those. You can ask us things there or just link us shit. Hey, if you want to send us meat spin a million times, please don't. I don't want that. I don't want that in my life. Send us cool shit that like
pictures of cute dogs.
That's always nice. Although that should go to your Tumblr, which is elikissesrats.tumblr.com.
Pictures of peanut butter. No, that's got its own.
No, that's already got a subreddit. Check out. I've already talked about it here. Reddit.com/r/peanutbutter. Anyway, yeah, I think that's about it, and it's good to finally be back with an extra chunky episode. Anyway.
Speaking of peanut butter.
Have a nice night, everybody.